Alright, so what's going on, guys? My name's Chopper, and welcome back everybody to a brand new video on the channel. Today, what we're going to be going over are 10 tips that you can do to get better at Blackout. Win more, get more kills, and just overall be a better player. I've been really enjoying this game recently, and I just wanted to kind of start sharing some tips and things that I've learned with all of you guys as well. Now, these are going to be some tips and tricks that you can start implementing into your playstyle right now, and I guarantee that if you start practicing on these, then you're going to absolutely win a lot more. Now, before we get started, if you could spare 1 second to leave a like, it helps me out a lot. We're going to aim for 4,000 on this video. I'm really hyped for the Blackout content that I'm going to start posting on here. So also make sure to subscribe if you are brand new. We're getting close to 200K, and you're going to see plenty more Blackout content on this channel as well. And last but not least, if you haven't already joined my Discord community, go and check the link in the description and join up. It's an awesome place to be, amazing place to make friends or just find someone to play games with. Anyways, guys, all that stuff being said, let's go and get started on the 10 tips that you can do to get better at Blackout and win more right now. So coming in today at our number 10 spot is how to jump properly. Now, I've actually been getting a lot of questions about how you do this because jumping in every single battle royale game is a little bit different. They have different mechanics, there's faster ways to get on the ground, and different techniques. So today I'm going to explain how it works right now in Blackout and how to get on the ground fastest before anybody else. So the technique itself is really not that hard. In contrast to a game like PUBG, there's something called wave diving, which is the fastest way to get on the ground, and it's something that I think, in my opinion, requires a lot of skill to get used to and really perfect. But in Blackout, the fastest way to land as of right now is really not too difficult. You want to mark a spot on the map, and it honestly can be pretty far away, but you want to jump out of the plane as early as possible and then dive straight down until you get about 60 to 65 miles an hour, and then you want to level out, and then you'll have a tremendous amount of momentum and fly so fast towards your destination. And by the time, once you get more used to it, you get to the point where you're just landing or you have to parachute as soon as you get to the destination. That's pretty much the best way I can explain it. I recommend you just jump into some games and practice it. It's really not that hard. It sounds a lot more difficult than it really is, but practice kind of jumping out and landing first of all, before anybody else, and you'll have a severe advantage in every game. Now, coming in at the number 9 spot is a good habit that you should try to get into as much as possible. It's not always necessary for you to do, but it's just something that if it's in the back of your mind and you get muscle memory on it, it's going to help you out a lot. And this is going to be moving while you're looting, and this is very crucial, especially when out in the open and in multiple gunfights when you need to take stuff off some bodies. Right now in Blackout, the current looting system on console is pretty slow, and you have to be on a body for a while to get everything you need. On PC, it is a little bit faster, but it's still not the quickest looting game in the world. But what you want to do is essentially move around, even if it's just a minuscule amount, even if it's just a little bit, that might be enough to throw off a sniper shot or save your life where a bullet misses and you're able to get out. Laying prone on a bag while looting is probably one of the most easiest ways to die. In fact, I've gotten to a habit where if there's a gunfight and people are going down and looting, I just look at the bags, and more often than not, there's somebody prone and you can just pick them off. Now, that being said, sometimes it is necessary to prone and loot, especially when on a hill, but at all times, I normally crouch while looting and kind of just walk around, pace back and forth in a small circle, just so I don't get hit, and also if I do get hit, I'm already on my feet and I can get out of there as soon as possible. Now, coming in at the number 7 spot is going to be taking advantage of your quick use menu and also kind of loot management. This is something that I think a lot of newer players struggle with because especially on console, it is tough to loot and really take what you need, get rid of the stuff that you don't want to have in your inventory, and make room, especially if you don't have a backpack. Now, the general rule of thumb, something that I always say, is take only what you absolutely need. Don't pick up perks or don't pick up equipment that you probably won't have use for later on. A perk such as Brawler, which really doesn't do anything. I feel like that perk might get changed soon, but as of right now, it's almost useless. So if you see it on the ground and you pick it up just out of habit, it's going to probably take up some space. I recommend drop it as soon as possible, or better yet, don't pick it up at all. Another cool thing you can do with your quick bar is that I've been really enjoying doing this, having an AR with an up close sight for, close quarters fighting. But if I need to quickly switch on the fly to hit somebody at a longer range, what you can do is hit up on your D-pad to go to your quick bar, and then have your hover, your icon already over like a 4x scope, and then you just hit square and then back down on your quick bar to go back to your game. And you can do this within 1 second if you're fast enough, so you can be switching sights on the fly, picking people at any range, and it's something that is a very underestimated kind of tip here. Now, coming at the number 6 spot is a controversial topic, but this is going to be understanding the armor system. Now, as of right now, we are in beta, so the armor I suspect is going to undergo a lot of changes. In fact, we already know it's going to, but the armor is going to be it's going to be the same concept, but you want to understand what you're actually doing here. Fighting somebody with armor, if you have a piece of armor that you might swap out for a lower tier. So as a quick rundown for the uninitiated, a level 1 armor is going to be the most basic piece of chest plate that you can wear. And this is going to allow you to take a couple extra bullets in a fight, give or take. Level 2 is obviously going to be a little bit higher. It's going to give you a more damage reduction. And then level 3 is obviously the most beefy armor. It's going to give you the most damage reduction. But level 3 armor also has a special thing to where it offers headshot protection, which the other two do not. And right now, level 3 armor is the most controversial, and we believe it's going to get nerfed in the future, but it's obviously going to be the best, of course. But the tip that I would like to give you is that when you're swapping out for different pieces of armor, like when you should do it and when you should not. Right now, there is no health bar for armor, but that's going to be coming in for the full release of the game. We already have that confirmed. Right now in the beta, all we have is a little icon. You can see your armor in the bottom left, and if it looks to be beat up and damaged, you can tell. It's really hard to see for sure how damaged it is, though, and that's kind of something I don't agree with. But I would say that if your armor is near breaking, consider swapping out for a lower tier, except if it's level 3. Run your level 3 armor until it breaks in case you get a headshot, which you still will get that damage reduction with. But if you're running a level 2 and it's very damaged, consider swapping out for a fresh level 1, because it's better to have armor in a gunfight, even if it's a lower tier, than to have none at all. This is all subject to change, but as of right now, this is how I would run it. Taking number 6 is a decently advanced tip, and this is going to be healing while sliding. This is something that I get into a habit of all the time, because this is a little bit different than every Battle Royale game in the past. You can actually heal while moving, and I agree with this a lot because it keeps the pace of the game high. You don't have to sit stationary or prone to heal up and you know, just kind of eat time away. You can move, you can slide, you can swim, you can do whatever while you're healing. And this is the best thing to do when you're on a hill getting shot at and you really don't have any cover and you just have to be serpentining and moving around while keeping your health up. Sliding while healing will save your life, and I do guarantee you that. And like I said, don't forget you can also do it while underwater, which I forget about doing a lot. You know, you're not in the water too often, but sometimes you do need to do it as well. Coming at the number 5 spot is going to be the best way to revive your teammates. Now, carrying smoke screen or smoke grenades, whatever you like to call them in this game, I recommend that if you're playing squads or duos or whatever, every single person has at least 1 to 2. They can be a little bit hard to find, so it's likely that not every single person on your team is going to have one, but at least you or whoever who usually gets the most revives should carry some smokes, because if somebody goes down, it's really quick to pop out a smoke on that person, and a smoke screen instantly pops up. It takes literally less than a second. You can completely engulf them in an absolute cloud and go in for the revive. Like if you would need to res somebody, it takes about 2 seconds to fully pick them up. It's not like a 10-second one like in PUBG or in Fortnite or anything like that. It's very, very quick. So drop a smoke screen on them and pick them up and then get out of there. You can even have time to fully heal if you need to as well. Coming at number 4 is a pretty basic tip, but it's something that I don't think a lot of people understand. But using your perks correctly can be very valuable. A lot of people just pick up perks and throw them on just to do it, but this is a little bit of a fallacy, because if you put on a perk that you don't actually need, it's just taking up a spot in your inventory. Now, a quick tip that you can do is if you activate a perk that you don't actually want, you can pull up your invent and you can hold X on it to discard it and free up that inventory slot. But the best perks in the game right now, in my opinion, unless they change, are going to be mobility, skulker, paranoia, and awareness. These are great, and I would definitely prioritize getting these perks and having them on for the late game more than anything else. Taking number 3 spot is a very situational tip, but it's something you can use in the right moment. Now, using a vehicle to go into third-person perspective can be very valuable. Say you roll up on a compound and there's a team or one guy behind a wall that you can't see exactly where he is, but you have that vehicle that you just rolled up in. If you jump into it and you have your third-person camera, and you can use it to peek over that potentially to see where that guy is. It's something that I've kind of used a little bit and I'm trying to get better at, but you can take advantage of that third-person camera only in vehicles. Taking on number 2 spot is going to be crouching for more spray control. As far as I've experimented with and that I've played with through all of my hours, crouching will give you a little bit more control for spraying. It's not a lot. Like in PUBG, it's a very drastic difference between if you're, you know, standing up and spraying versus crouching. In this, it's very minuscule, but it is helpful a little bit. There's an upside and a downside to it though. If you're in an open field and shooting, I don't know, outside of 100 meters, it's probably best to crouch because it's not likely that you need to use your movement to evade it all. But if you're in a close quarters gunfight, I wouldn't recommend always crouching for spraying. Sometimes you can use this opportunity to drop shot or to jump shot, which I recommend if you're, you know, a lot closer than that. You can even use the two in combination. You can come from a jump shot and then when you land on the ground, crouch to get more spray control and hopefully finish off the kill. Now, ladies and gentlemen, finally coming in at the #1 spot is the most important tip that you absolutely should be doing always if you're playing Blackout in any serious capacity, and this is playing with 3D sound. So whether this means that you're playing with a headset or surround sound TV, you need to be able to hear directions, because it's not like multiplayer generally speaking, where in Call of Duty you can play with 2D sound for the most part and get away with it. It's obviously not ideal, and 3D sound will help, especially a good headset, but in Blackout it is absolutely necessary to hear footsteps, to hear gunshots in which direction. Also, vehicles are going to be a big thing and coming from which direction as well. But if you're really looking to get better and you're really looking to win more, if you're not already playing with 3D sound, consider doing it. A nice, decent, cheap headset should get the job done. If you want to go a little bit more expensive, you can obviously get some better sound quality. Even surround sound TVs. I've never really played on that, but I hear it works just the same way as headphones, So whatever way you need to do it, get 3D sound in some capacity and your gameplay will significantly improve if you're not already playing on it. But if you are, obviously take advantage of it as much as possible, and it's something that a lot of playtime and practice hours are going to get you better at and sharpen your skills. But anyways, guys, I think that is going to go ahead and be the video for today. These are 10 tips to help you get you better at Blackout, and I'm going to have plenty more advanced tips coming out in the near future. I have so many videos to make for this game, and if you have anything in particular that you would like to see about this, let me know down below in the comment section, and also let me know your overall thoughts on Blackout. I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you guys are as well. But thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you all on the next live stream or the next video. Take it easy, guys, and peace out.